Hello everyone, this is the new Polestar 2 model year 2024. This is the single motor version. It now has rear wheel drive, which is awesome. It's 82 kilowatt hours, 220 kilowatt power. And today I want to talk about what I really love about this car, but there are also a few things that I'm not a fan of. I love the trunk, and there are two things I like a lot. First of all, it's very deep, so it can fit a lot. There's a gigantic second compartment down there. I don't know what this is exactly for, but I'm guessing to separate two things. But what I love the most is this button here. I use it all the time. When I'm shopping, or I don't know, I get something out of the trunk, there's a lock button where it closes the trunk and it locks the car, and I use it all the time. It's amazing. Every car should have that. It's so convenient that you don't have to reach for your key or anything. Amazing. What I'm not the biggest fan of is the space here in the rear seats. Yes, my knees are touching and it's not that hard, but still. And then under the seat I don't fit. There's not a lot of storage all over the car, by the way, and so in the front or something. And I like that I have seat heating here and USB-C 2 and my air vents, but it's not the biggest space. And they still have the middle part here, like there's an engine in here. That should get rid of that. Why is this not flat all the way? That bump here, I don't know for what that is. In the front, like I said, not a lot of storage space. You have a bit here in the seat, but a tiny one only here, tiny one here for your phone, and tiny one here in the middle, and a glove box, and that's it. There's not a lot of space to put stuff because this gigantic middle console. I don't know. Like I said, I'm also not the biggest fan of the steering wheel not going out a bit more. I have to sit a bit high, so I have a good distance to the steering wheel. I would prefer to sit a bit more back, but I can't. Otherwise, I can't reach the steering wheel comfortably, but it's not a big deal. Also, the battery is here, so it's higher on this spot than it is there because the battery needs space, and I have noticed this on some other cars, and not the biggest fan because I like to drive like this, especially with one leg here, and when I do self-driving even both, and then you're totally high and it's uncomfortable. Not a fan. This would be nice if they can reconstruct this, reorganize the battery a bit. I love the display. It shows me a lot of information that I need when it comes to driving. I can have my map in there. So if I put it into gear, you can have your consumption in there, and you can have the map, which is really awesome. But that's it. It's a gigantic screen, but that's all the information you can have. And underneath you can see if your cruise control is on and your self-steering. I love Android Automotive. It starts extremely fast. It works perfectly. I have Spotify in here, which works perfectly. Really awesome. And you can install with the Google Play Store other apps. Not every app that you can have on every phone, but still. And it's awesome. You have your 4 different areas here. This is more about maps, navigation, range, service and something, phone and music. And then you select which one you want to see. So of course, for example, now I have maps, and there's in the range assistant, I can see my instant consumption, my range. And here I have my car settings that are very fast to get into. We have our cameras, 360 degree camera. If you want more settings, you can get down here. I have all of your settings here. You always get back to your so your main screen. Here we have seat heating, seat ventilation, and steering wheel heater. And on the other side, we only have ventilation and seat heater. And here you get into your climate. You set your airflow, your special functions, where the air should go or auto. Then parking, should it preheat right now or what timer. And then more settings for your climate. It's done really well, works really well. I like it a lot. And then you have an extra physical buttons for music, volume and play and pause. The gear selector here in the middle, it looks nice, but I think it takes away a lot of space that you would need for something else. I'm not the biggest fan of that. And here in the front you have your phone holder with a wireless charging, and underneath those two thingies here you have two USB-Cs. Let's come to driving. What I love is that I don't have to turn off assist things. So when I go here into assist, lane keep assist, I turn it off one time, it's always off. That's awesome. I like that a lot. And the car is not the youngest, so it doesn't have the overspeed warning in Europe. So when you drive a bit above the speed limit, new cars beep at you, like my ID.7. In here, that's not implemented yet. I love that. The regen is amazing. And it doesn't matter what state of charge you are, because like in Volvo, regen is being done with the brakes as well, with the friction brakes. So it's not just the motor. So it doesn't matter 100%, 5%, you get the same regen, and it's done really well, and it brings you to a standstill. It's really strong, and you can adjust it with your accelerator pedal really well. I love it how easily you can adjust that you have your adaptive cruise control on, and everything you need to do is on the steering wheel. You don't have to go into the main system here. Amazing. And I can turn on the self-steering as well, just with one button with the arrow to the right. On the country road, it's not amazing. Meh. On the highway, it's really good. You have to get adjusted to the blinker sound. The driving comfort is okay. It's not the best. It's not amazingly comfortable. It's okay. But now to the biggest thing that I don't like about this car, and it's the same as in the Volvo XC40 and C40 that I had in January. It's the steering. The steering overall is fine, and I can adjust it from soft, normal to firm. In the Volvo, it's just firm or not. But all three cars have the same thing that they didn't have in the past, and now they have. I'm steering in one direction, and then when I have to go back to the middle, it changes how hard it is. Suddenly it's completely soft, and it feels like the steering is not doing anything. And sometimes it feels like the steering is doing something itself. And it's always around in the middle part, so the straight part. And everything is off. Self-steering, lane, auto lane stuff, everything, lane keep, everything is off, and it still does it. And I'm not a fan of this at all. I don't know why they do that. Hopefully they can fix that with an update. The screen for me could be a bit bigger, and I would like it more in landscape, not in portrait mode, but that's something to get used to. What I just find is there are not a lot of buttons, so underneath they have to be big so you can get them while driving, but that you have to go into seat heating and then press something so the seat is on, that you need two buttons for this to work. That's a bit sad, but that's just a design choice. Something else I'm also not very fond of is the light. It shows me that the light is on, but it doesn't show me if it's the low beams or the day driving lights. And that sucks, because a lot of times there's fog where it's still light out, and I'm not sure, or it's raining and or it's not bright too much. Is the light on, or is it the day driving lights? And so I always have to do it by myself, switch the button from auto to light on. And I don't know. It would be nice if I could see, like in most other cars, if the day driving lights are on or the full lights. I can maybe see it in Google Maps that the map view turns from light to dark, but I don't know. Could be done better. Another thing I'm not the fan of are the seats that I'm sitting in. I don't know what exact spec that is, but I have ventilated seats, heated seats. I'm pretty sure that's, I don't know if this is with everything, but they have no side support at all. They're very slippery, so when driving into a corner, it's not nice. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. Thank you very much. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.